Hi, my name is Zach Staples, and I drive ships for the United States Navy. You may notice I'm not dressed anything like a naval officer, and that's because I've got a great American story to tell about how 36 patriots came together to support their nation in a way none of us ever envisioned. Now the story really begins with this guy. If you don't recognize this guy, he's in charge of this place, and this place is just teeming with guys like this running around all over the place. Unfortunately, this guy has a serious problem that you can see here. Now this problem is detonated by devices like this, but this guy and this guy don't know anything about this. So this guy told this guy, who told this guy, who told these guys that we had a problem. Now when these guys heard about it, this guy and this guy ponied up and said they had just the right guys for the solution. And I'm one of those guys. So now these guys and I are running around dressed like soldiers. Unfortunately, we don't know anything about this because we do this. So when we got together for initial training, we had no idea why our backgrounds driving ships, flying aircraft, and a dozen other subspecialties qualified us to help with explosive devices in Iraq. But as we sat in class, it started to become clear that our backgrounds in sea and air-based electronic warfare could apply on the ground, but we were still utterly unqualified for ground combat. So that's why those guys I showed you earlier sent us to South Carolina for a little Army training. But man, did we have a lot to learn.
Come on now, who do you think you are? Bless your soul. You really think you're in control? Well, I think you're crazy. I think you're crazy. I think you're crazy. Just like me.
As you can see, we didn't exactly have our feet firmly rooted in the fundamentals of infantry tactics. Now we weren't quite as bad as Hogan's Heroes, but there was one other more nautical organization that does represent us pretty well. So let me go ahead and introduce you to some of our team.
With Gilligan, the skipper too, a millionaire and his wife, a movie star, the professor and Mary Ann, here on Gilligan's Isle.
Yeah, we weren't exactly the best soldiers right off the bat, but we were motivated. We even had a motto.
611 leads the way!
So we swallowed our service pride and tried it the Army way. We ate the Army chow. We took lots of Army smoke breaks. We even took little Army catnaps. Well, actually, there was a lot of Army catnaps. We got poked and prodded. We got on the Army bus. We got off the Army bus. But most of all, we listened. We listened to the talented and yet oddly named men assigned to the difficult task of training sailors and airmen how to survive in a war that is anything but certain. We listened to our first sergeant. We listened to our drill sergeants in the field. We listened to them in class and learned from their many experiences. We even tried to listen to them when they were wearing funky rubber gloves. And yet, in the end, I think we got it. Check it out. As we leave training and head to the front, I wish I had time to tell you all the individual stories of patriotism and valor that are so abundant among the humble men and women I serve with. But I don't have that time. So please take a look at their faces and smiles and appreciate the long road they have come down to serve their country far, far away from the sea and sky where they thought they would make their mark. It is uncertain what will happen to all of us as we move forward to what is now our war, but we go with a great deal of confidence in our basic skills and gratitude for those that gave them to us. And most of all, a deep optimism that we might be able to live up to the work of our predecessors and a hope that we can make a difference. Drill Sergeant Hopper, this is too easy.
I'm on my way out.